started. Happy Holy Day. Welcome. Saying we're having trouble streaming to your destination. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on the destination? See?
What destination?
Elevate the Family.
Oh, that one.
Maybe because she streams at this time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're live. We're gonna see if this thing, how this goes. We start in a few minutes. Happy Holy Day, everybody. Glad you guys are here. If there's anybody tuning in. Let me see. I'm gonna go to the YouTube and see if it's live up there. Y'all gotta bear with me if you are watching me. I'm not the most technologically savvy person, so this is new for me. But I'm glad to be here. Let's see. Oh, it does say we're live. All right, we're live. Okay. Look, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm learning. Thank you, guys. We're gonna start this meeting in a few minutes. Okay. So we live on YouTube. Peace and love, YouTube world. Welcome. So if you're in the YouTube world tuning in, you are watching from the Uniting of Asia. So please go back and scroll through some of the videos that are on that page. That's a page we started about a year ago. A little over a year ago, actually. And it has different Moorish leaders, some good sheiks from around the country tuning in, chiming in when we were having our National Korean Study class held there. But welcome. Now I need to see, is it streaming on Elevate the Family? That is where we will be having the reruns aired at. So all right, so we live on YouTube. ElevateTV.network on Roku. So we're going to start in about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the YouTube feed. So if you're watching on YouTube and you would like to chime in, please feel free to. There we go. Y'all about to watch me learn live in person, so bear with me. Happy New Year. The Uniting of Asia. The Uniting of Asia. Some folks here that are like, what are you guys talking about? Please feel free to share this live. as we're just going to share a little bit of information about the Moorish Divine and National Movement, Uniting of Asia, with the hopes to encourage and inspire you to go to your temple meetings in real life. Don't just watch me on YouTube or anybody on YouTube. This is just a, it's like a prep, if you will. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes. Please feel free to share the link. We'll be here every Friday, all of 2026. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right. All right, you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This unity that we, the sons and daughters of the ancient Moabite blood, have established upon these shores of northwestern Mexico in this alien civilization shall be preserved at all costs with the bonds of Ali's holy and divine laws. And if we violate these universal laws or principles by preferring a stranger before thy own sacred blood, then may the flaming swords of our forefathers turn upon us the wrath of Allah and strike us down 7 times. We pledge our allegiance to Prophet Noble Drew Ali under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Time never was. Islam, Islam, Islam. Being that this is not an official formal meeting, we're going to keep the divine constitution and bylaws in our hearts. For those of you who are familiar, practice those and then hear those throughout this live broadcast tonight. For those of you who are new, welcome. We are streaming live here on Elevate the Family TV network, channel on Roku. Please download the channel. You can follow the links that I'll be sharing to promote that. And you can expect to see us here every single Friday to have a Holy Day meeting. So first up, let me rise. I rise. I give complete and perfect praise to Allah, who is the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. I ask and honor his illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, for restoring our nationality and our birthrights here in northwestern Mexico, contemporary known as North America. I extend honors to Marcus Messiah Garvey, the harbinger to our prophet, for paving the way. Tell the nation to prepare to meet the coming prophet. I extend honors to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius for bringing us the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom. Honors again to Noble Drew Ali for bringing us justice. Honors to the flags that make us Moorish American. Honors to all past, present, and future leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America, all the leaders within this Moorish Divine National Movement, to all the administrations, to all the families, all the grand sheiks, all the chairmen, the secretaries, the treasurers, all the groups of Moors that are here and everywhere doing your part to uplift all of humanity. We extend honors to you. So, welcome again. We just started something new this year. We decided it'd be a great idea for us to join the YouTube world, primarily just to help provide some support to those who are seeking clarity, who are interested in learning about the Moorish Science Temple of America and this Moorish Divine National Movement. But first, my disclaimer. This is all for entertainment purposes only. So this is entertainment. We're going to have some educational content that we're going to be sharing as well. Most importantly, we want to just promote the movement, the Moorish Divine National Movement. If you are if you're able to get to a physical temple in your city, please go. All right. And we have temples all around the country. In the future, we will have a directory that we'll be sharing that just shows different temples that you can go and attend, just so you can actually get the experience, because it's cool to be able to come online and you can hear and see and learn a lot from a lot of different leaders and teachers. But the real experience is the real in-house, the experience with the Moors. So, but I'm going to be coming out of the Moorish literature tonight, just kind of sharing different things that I think are pertinent to this movement to help us get on one page and really become aligned with what it is that we stand for. So, for starters, I'm going to start with a common thing that you will hear often from us. And we will have different speakers and teachers coming online to help lead classes. So tonight, I get the blessed honor to be your host. However, there will be guest speakers, guest teachers who will be chiming in to share their part. But what I would like to do is just start with an excerpt from our Moorish literature. It's entitled, "What is Islam?" And I like to start with this because when you meet Moors, we always read in Islam. And some of us, use the term a lot. And if you're not familiar with the term, or if you've only been introduced to the term through some form of propaganda, you may have a misconception around what it means. So when you hear Islam, and when you hear us say Islam, this is what I want you to process. This is what it means to us. Islam. So this was published on Friday, February 1st, 1929. And this is entitled, "What is Islam?" I'm going to read it and then do some commentary and share my portion. Then we're going to move on to something different. And again, if you have questions, concerns, particular things you want me to speak on, please feel free to chime in into the comment section. Share your thoughts, whatever you feel. We listen to you. But what is Islam? Islam is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duties towards God, Allah, his creator, and his fellow creatures. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surroundings. It is preeminently the religion of peace. The very name Islam means peace. The goal of a man's life, according to Islam, is peace with everything, peace with Allah, and peace with man. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, tells us that the final abode of man is the house of peace, where no vain word or sinful discourse will be heard. The Holy Divine Prophet Noble Drew Ali says that a follower of Islam, in the true sense of the word, is one whose hands, tongue, and thoughts do not hurt others. Object of man's life, according to Islam, is his complete unfoldment. Islam teaches that man is born with unlimited capacities for progress. Islam does not support the idea that man was born in sin. It teaches that everyone has within him the seed of perfect development, and it rests solely with himself to make or mar his fortune. The cardinal doctrine of Islam is the unity of the Father Allah. We believe in one God, Allah, who is all God, all mercy and all power. He is perfect and holy, all wisdom, all knowledge, and all truth. These are some of his great attributes so far as we can understand. He is free from all defects, holy and transcendent. He is personal to us insofar as we see his attributes working for us and in us. But he is nevertheless impersonal because he is infinite, perfect, and holy. We do not believe that death, decay, or sleep overtake him. Neither do we believe that he is a helplessly inactive and inert force. Nothing happens without his knowledge and will. He neither begets nor is he begotten, because these are the trails of frail and weak humanity. This unity of Allah is the first and foremost pillar of Islam, and every other belief hangs upon it. So, a couple of things I just want to go back and commentate on. Hopefully, you can get clarity and understanding around what Islam means. It simply means peace. And if you love Jesus and a follower of Jesus, you know Jesus was the Prince of Peace. So we can agree that we all share some common practices as far as the belief of peace and practicing peace and living a life accordingly. Mind you, Islam is the religion of peace. And just to go back a few statements from this article, just to reiterate, is that the object of man's life, according to Islam, is its complete unfoldment. Islam teaches that man is born with unlimited capacities for progress. So we are all born with unlimited capacities for progress. So with that being said, I encourage you all to practice Islam because it means peace. If you don't practice Islam, at least in the context and understanding in its true word and what it actually means, then you are a person promoting war and destruction. And that's not what we really stand for. We are for peace and not destruction. So that's the first thing. If you see somebody wearing one of these, it's not a hat, it's a fez, you can greet us in Islam. All right? It means peace. So Islam, Islam, Islam. So thank you guys for that. I'm going to keep going now. And this is essentially how these will go. Myself and or other speakers will come on. We're going to pick different portions and things from the Moorish literature, and we're going to just demonstrate our portion of understanding. And we're going to encourage you to go to a temple, because there are a lot of temples, and I want to touch on that briefly. But before I go that, I'm going to touch on the Prophet's Plea to Nation, because it's touched on the general message of what Noble Drew Ali was standing for, and then I'm going to touch on different temples, a few locations I know off the top of my head, and some tips and advice to help you if you are unfolding, if you're new to this. This is hopefully can be a benefit to you. Or if you're seasoned in this, same thing. But let's go to another one from the Moorish literature. This is entitled The Prophet's Plea to Nation. This was published on Friday, or at least according to this, the date was Friday, March 1st, 1929. Now, our divine and national movement stands for the specific grand principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I, the Prophet, am applying to all loyal, faithful Moors, members, and the American citizens to help me morally in my great uplifting acts of uplifting fallen humanity among the Asiatic race and nation. For I have suffered much and severely in the past through misunderstandings of what the movement was dedicated to. It is the great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of this divine and national movement. I know all true American citizens are identified by national descent names to answer and apply to the free national constitution of this free national republic of the United States of America. That's why I am calling on all true national citizens to help me morally and financially in my great work I am doing to help this national government. For without a free national name, without a descent flag of your forefathers, there is not a national divine title of the government in which we live. This is from your true and divine prophet unto all American and foreign sympathizers, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So now we're talking about the movement. The Moorish Divine National Movement, which was founded by the Prophet on May 1st, 1916. The purpose of this movement is to unify the Asiatics of North America. Now, one thing that was brought forth in this statement was the Prophet expressed that he's the founder, but he also suffered severely through misunderstanding of what the movement was dedicated to. This is important because I believe that many of us to this day are still suffering. There's a lot of confusion around what it means to be a Moor or a Moorish American. And We want to clean it up, keep it simple. It's simply about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's it. That's all. Specifically, that's what the movement stands for. And you have to have a descent flag. And you have to know the history of your foremothers and forefathers. That is what we are teaching here. That's why it's very, very important. Again, like I said earlier, do not just listen to me online. Do not just listen to anyone online. Go to the temple in real life. You need to be around Moors physically and see the family dynamic of what this movement is about in action, not theorizing, not philosophizing. So other things to clarify is that this movement is not a get out of jail free card. We're not sovereign citizens. We're not teaching you how to beat a court case. We're not here to help you with criminal activity. That's not what we're for. I did not read the Divine Constitution and bylaws because you should do that when you get to the temple and go look on the walls and see what it's really about. But it's very, very important that we get all that cleaned up as far as how we are actually representing this movement. This is a message to everybody who's a card-carrying member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, regardless of your administration, regardless of who your Supreme Grand Sheik is or who they are not, regardless of how long you've been in the movement. Let's all just get back to the basics. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is the law. So if you're new and you have not, you're like, man, why is this even relevant? Let's talk about that. If you currently identify as a Negro, Black, or colored person in America, all those terms allude to slavery, and slavery has been over with since 1865. It is time that we elevate and raise our thoughts and begin to be who we are, not who we're told to be. Being Negro, being Black and colored, those are things that were forced upon us. Those are misnomers. They don't properly identify us. And they got us at odds with each other with how we want to function in America. So we need to fix this. And I'm going to tell you how. And I'm going to go continue to read in the Moorish literature because it's everything that I believe as far as a simple solution as it relates to the Moorish approach is found in the literature. Our beloved Prophet Noble Ali put stuff together in a very simple way that all of us true American citizens could read, benefit from, and practice. And I'm going to read the next one, which is Prophet Drew Ali Speaks to the Nations. This was Friday, September 28th, 1928. And this speaks to the solutions. If you have race pride and love your race, join the Moorish Science Temple of America and become a part of this divine movement. Then you will have the power to redeem your race because you will know who you are and who your forefathers were. Because where there is unity, there is strength. Together we stand, divided we fall. Come, good people, because I, the prophet, sent to redeem this nation from mental slavery, which you have now, need every one of you who think that your condition can be better. This is a field open to strong men and women to uplift the nation and take your place in the affairs of men. If the Europeans and other nations are helping me, why not you? The Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is through your connection to this divine and national movement. If you have a nation, you must have a free national name in order to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. This is what was meant when it said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you by the prophet. So, I just had a technical difficulty. My camera just went off. I'm gonna get back to it. I need your help. My camera went off, but thank you. All right, so you on camera probably too. It's okay. This is my producer helping me out. Are we back? Hey, peace and love. So back to from the Prophet Drew Ali Speaks to the Nation. The part I want to bring attention to is the fact that the Negro problem is being solved only as it can. and that is by the Moorish National Divine Movement. So, what is the Negro problem? That's something for everybody to think about. What is the Negro problem? It is a problem that we have. It is your problem. And if the Europeans or other nations are helping me, why not you? The Negro problem is not the European problem. It's not any other nation's problem. It's our problem as the so-called black people, the so-called Negroes, or the so-called color folks. And the Negro problem speaks to a mentality that we have as a people. And that mentality is not healthy for us to continue to demonstrate that, especially if we have race pride and believe our conditions can improve, if we are good people. So what we're looking for in this movement is for people who have an optimistic mentality. That's one thing you got to have. You have to be optimistic. You cannot be a pessimistic, negative person. You have to own our responsibility as citizens, as the original man. And a common phrase is you got to pour out your cup. You hear that a lot when you go and sit and meet different Moorish groups and leaders. And you got to be humble, because there's a lot of wisdom out here. And as you're growing and unfolding, and if you're going online, if you're just traveling, you're going to meet Moors everywhere. And I want to give some shout outs to some of these great Moorish leaders, phenomenal leaders all around the country. Shout out to the Moors in the Mecca. You know, honors to Supreme Grand Sheikh Kenya Umar Bey. Honors to my good brothers, all the administration and the staff. Honors to Pray for El, really good brother, phenomenal leader, great Supreme Grand Sheikh. Honors to Edwards El, phenomenal brother, amazing Supreme Grand Sheikh. Honors to, oh man, I can keep going down the list, but I'm gonna do it, because I think it's important that we learn to honor everyone, because it's only one prophet and one temple. So shout out to the Moors in California. Honors to Cosmo El, Islam brother. Honors to the Moors in Canada, Cujo or Canyonland, Islam Moor, peace and love. Honors to the other Moors in Cali as well. My beloved sister C. Smith L. and the Moors in Los Angeles, Temple 80. Shout out to the Moors in Georgia, Haru Ranesi L. Them great Moors down there in the Atlanta area and down in Georgia. Honor to Ross Adiel down there in Georgia, doing his part. Honors to the Moors that out in Baltimore. We got Tahaka Bay out there doing his part. We got Moors up in New York. I mean, I can keep going. But my ask for all of us is that we just start focusing on the unity part of what we share in common. And if you're new to this movement, welcome. If you're contemplating and thinking, man, do I really want to get down with the Moors? What does this mean? Then you can tune in here to get a couple of pointers. But like I said, again, this is not the temple. This is YouTube. We just online sharing some thoughts and some portions, and I'm gonna keep it going. So, demanding hours. I got two more. Then I'll probably close this meeting, this unofficial meeting out, and encourage you to get to your temple. But demanding hours. So for those who are, again, tuning in and you want to hear and understand what we're about, listen here. The idea inculcated in the purpose of the Moorish Science Temple of America is to have everything that belongs to us as a nation that has become a part of another nation, just the same as all other European groups are doing. We must have the history of our forefathers taught to our children. We have ceased to calculate our history from the landing of the first 20 or the close of the Civil War. While all records of the tombs in the old world are proclaiming our glory to the nations, we have come now demanding that we be given credit for the great work done in the past by our ancestors. We are not asking others to give these records to the world for us, but we demand that such records be broadcasted to the four winds by us and for us. A pride that goes with the knowledge of great deeds will serve to cause our posterity to take heart and look into the vast future with a hope eternal. Such can never be done except they be taught who they are and where they are from. Yes, we are demanding that these things be done, and we know that it will require some time before we have created that consciousness in others of our group to assert themselves likewise. But that day is coming when such will be the case. Islam. That's kind of the purpose of what we're doing here. We are trying to create the consciousness in others of our group to assert themselves, to know the truth about the history of who we are, and to teach this to our children. Because if we can empower our children with the knowledge of self, and we can solve this Negro problem and begin to work together as a nation of people, prioritizing the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, man, we could fix a lot of our problems. We could solve a lot of it, literally, just by taking the time to learn our history and know that it did not start at the end of the Civil War. We're ancient people. We've been here before Columbus. We've been here before all these miseducation of the Negro. We've been here. We're still here. And this whole black thing. Y'all see this fez that I'm wearing? It's a black fez. You see this t-shirt? It's a black t-shirt. You see my beard? It's black. But I'm not a black man. My skin is not black. The shade of my skin is not black. Why would I call myself such a thing if that's not the truth? Is it because I was miseducated? I used to be. I don't have it all figured out. I'm not boasting of superior understanding because there's different life sons we're all working through. But a foundational understanding is to be able to properly identify ourselves. That way we can move forward in the spirit of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And properly teach. In the same way that so many people are glorifying our history, it's time we do that. So if you're an active Moorish American or an active Moor out here in this world, I encourage you to become more active with propagating the faith, extending the learnings of the great prophet Ali in America. Teach those things necessary to make us better citizens. That's what we're teaching our people. So I'm going to be up here a few more minutes because these meetings or this class is going to be a short one. We're going to be doing this every single week, all of 2026. We'll be popping up in different temple locations as we begin to travel around the country and visit and featuring different leaders. So just ask everyone to tune in and support Elevate the Family Entertainment. Shout out to Elevate the Family and the She Who Inspires Me, which is now including the He Who Inspires Me award ceremony that's coming up later on this year. If you're not registered or in tune, please get in tune with Elevate the Family Entertainment and the work that's being done. We will be honoring and recognizing, inspiring men and women, just profound leaders from all around the country who have been doing their part. It's going to be a phenomenal event. It's going to be the weekend of May 9th. So you're not going to be, if you haven't registered or if you haven't been in tune, please tune in. Rockford, Illinois, we will see you later on this year. So as we begin to close out today and let you guys know what to prepare to expect for next week, I'm going to read one more excerpt from this Moorish literature and tell you what to expect for next week, okay? So this one is entitled The Moorish Science Temple of America. Now this again speaks to the organization that our beloved founder, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has put together and founded for us. The Moorish Science Temple of America was founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Aside from the fact that it is a legally organized religious corporation, it is building on human needs. To this desirable end, in time, legitimate means will be found to dispense charity, and provide for the mutual assistance of its members in times of distress, to aid in the improvement of health, and to encourage the ownership of better homes, to find employment for our members, to teach those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance, and unity. It is most earnestly hoped that the Moorish Science Temple of America will not in any way be confused with any Back to Africa movement. Such is not important insofar as American citizens of our group colonizing Africa are concerned. We, of the Moorish Science Temple of America, like countless other American citizens, know that we must live together here in America in harmony, friendship, and goodwill, whatever our race and creed may be. It is only from a purely religious standpoint, it seems at this time, that we differ from a large number of our fellow Americans. We believe in and foster the Muslim religion. We believe in the principles of its teachings, insofar they can be adopted to American life. We feel that the Christian religion is all right for those who prefer it. In America, religious freedom is guaranteed all under the Constitution. We are interested in freeing ourselves and our children from the greatest plight, economic slavery. We believe this can be best done by encouraging, patronizing, and establishing our own business enterprises and cultivating our own acres of land. We welcome into our fold. We welcome into our folds men and women of our group of all sections, all trades, occupations, and professions of sound mind and good character. We are friends and servants of humanity. We are dedicated to the purpose of elevating the moral, social, and economic status of our people. We have set about to do this through a wide and comprehensive program embodying the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So understand this organization and the aim that we are kind of what we're here to, our purpose is to uplift all of humanity, but more specifically, as far as some focal points, we're building on human needs. So you are human and you have needs. The Moorish Science Temple of America is an organization that was founded for that purpose, to help you. If you need charity, we dispense charity for our members in time of distress. To aid in the improvement of health, we want to improve the health of all Americans. People have to get healthy. So that means that we have we have guidance, we have role models, we have content and information to help you improve your health, dietary laws, and advice. And to encourage the ownership of better homes. We need our people to get better homes. Our people is the human race. We need to improve the living conditions. To find employment for our members. That's right. We need to find the employment. If you're looking for a job, you should be able to go visit your local Moorish Science Temple of America. You should expect leadership there to be working on these things because this is what we do. To teach those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization. So these are fundamental principles that we're referring to. Fundamental, basic things. Obedience to law. You got to obey the law. Wearing a fez, proclaiming to be a Moorish American does not make you above the law. It does not give you the right to violate the law or any citizen's rights. Nobody cares about your nationality but you. Because at the end of the day, all the nationality does is connect us to the human race. And then we're talking about human rights that applies to all of us. Respect and loyalty to government. These are fundamental beliefs. We have to have respect and loyalty to government. Tolerance and unity, fundamental beliefs. We have to be able to tolerate one another and demonstrate unity. These are some of the basic fundamental things that we're pushing and we stand for as an organization, regardless of which administration you're connected to, regardless of how long you've been in the Moorish Science Temple of America, regardless of how conscious you may be, regardless of the customs that you practice in your local branch temple or within your community. None of those customs alter the nature of truth. The truth is but one. We believe in falsehood of Muslim religion. Remember that. Our religion is the old time religion of Islamism. And Christianity is our right for those who prefer it. So we are not here to argue with Christians or anyone who may have a different religious perspective. Regardless of how you choose to express your spirituality, which is your chosen religion, we respect that. Practice it. Whatever it is, that's personal. That's nothing that should be a debate with anyone. So when we see some of the religious controversy and that rhetoric going on in the public, that's just indicative of the fact that we are still being childish. That's my thoughts. Because that ain't what it's about. And that made me want to read one more thing, and then I'm gonna close out, okay? Because the plan was 30 minutes to an hour. We're 30 minutes here. So I'm gonna keep going. And I'm primarily just reading through the Moorish literature. Moorish literature is documents that were, many of this was published in the Moorish Guide in a newspaper that Noble Drew Ali had and was dispersing when he was out here in the flesh. But it's important that we embody these lessons because this will provide so much clarity. The Holy Quran, the Moorish Science of America, praise Allah and honor to his prophet for bringing us that. That is something that I encourage you, go to your temple. And I guarantee you, the sheik's going to set your heart on fire with love and holy zeal in any temple you go to. Because when you start teaching from that text, oh my, praise Allah. That's all I can say. Great stuff. But they're instructions. And instructions only work if you follow them. So when you start hearing those divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, make sure that you take it at home and practicing it in private with integrity when no one is around. Because that's the only time it really matters. You could recite and parakeet the lessons all you want. That does not mean anything to a true practitioner. What matters is your actions, your words, and your deeds in all your ways of life as proof of your messiahship. So let me just read this excerpt, and then I think this is gonna be it. We'll see how it goes. How am I looking on time? I'm good. So religious controversy. Let's talk about it. In this age, there is still much religious controversy as to the right thing. Big and powerful ministers have come to the conclusion that something is wrong. Some say it is the 10 Commandments. Others say there is a lack of sincerity in the purpose of the churches. Still, others think it is all worthless and not fit for the time it takes to attend them. However, or whatever their final decision might be, it is certain that they will make a change or rather try to make one. The fact of the matter is that they have always had only a reflection of the truth and not the real thing. Like one who holds up to the sun a mirror and casts a few of its diverted rays in a different location. So have they done with the truth that is supposed to have come from the east. There are but few people who know what the truth is about man. And that few know that it is foolish to try to impart it to the ignorant. Although the ignorant has finished college, he is a fool right on, being trained to jump through a hoop. The longer he stays in the schools, the better he can jump, and the more he defends his jumping. From the east comes all light. But though the sun is hanging at high noon, the blind cannot see. The same as the Islamic creed from the east was brought to the Asiatics of America by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, and offered to those who were sick at heart. Tried for many years, yet they are blind and cannot see the light. Nor is the prophet trying to put new wine in old skins, for he knows that it will burst them. Still, he has the only remedy for the nations. The remedy brought by Jesus, Muhammad, Confucius, and all the other prophets, which remedy is truth. The nations do not want the truth. It is too stern. But until they accept it and find out where it is, there will continue to be religious controversy. Man, this is one of my favorites from the Moorish literature because it helped answer so many questions for me when I first came into it. And many of us are at that stage of, you're not religious, you're spiritual. I get it. I remember. And I'm not boasting of superior understanding. I'm just speaking to the fact that this is a universal thing and there's nothing new under the sun. When you're at that stage, I believe that's at a stage of true enlightenment when you're beginning to challenge the conventional religious beliefs that you were told to believe, and you're beginning to think for yourself. This does not mean go attack other religions or kind of feel slighted because there are facets and parts of the teachings that maybe weren't revealed to you. In our quest for knowledge, this is the time for us to go within. But hopefully, one thing you can take away from this literature, from that excerpt at least, was that we don't need to have religious controversy because you can believe whatever you want, especially here in America. Religious freedoms is protected in the Constitution as the First Amendment. You got the right to believe whatever you believe. A common saying that we like to say that we learned from various leaders and teachers over the years is that, hey, if you pray to a mailbox, we will protect the mailbox. Why? Because that's what helps you become a better person. We don't have to joke you because you practice something that I don't agree with. You don't have to call God or Allah or Zeus or Thoth or Jehovah by the same name in order for me to know who you're talking about. You say it different. That's called rhetoric. Rhetoric is one of the 7 liberal arts. We're not going to argue over that. We're going to use that to liberate ourselves. So we got to open our heart and our minds to understanding and recognize people think differently, people practice differently, and guess what? It's possible for 2 people to be right with different perspectives at the same time, like the 6-9 situation. You know, like you're looking at a 6 from one angle, it's a 6, from another angle, it's a 9. Both people are right. That's the religious controversy side of it. So if you choose to be a Christian, I love you. Be a good Christian, please. You choose to be a Muslim, I love you. Choose to be a good Muslim. You choose to be a Buddhist, I love you. Can you be a good Buddhist? If you choose to be an atheist, I love you. If you choose to be a Muslim, choose to be a good one, and I love you. And I believe that that's the solution for all of us. So hopefully today's moment in more science helped you. And I hope you get to your temple and you're inspired to humble yourself when your grand sheik and your chairman and your governing heads are demonstrating their portions of understanding. And give them honors for doing their part. Because it's a lot of work that goes into propagating the faith. And I give honor to everybody doing your part. So next week we'll be here again. We're going to be going a little bit deeper into Noble Drew Ali, how he is the savior of humanity. We'll be talking about some of the work he's done. Honor to our prophet, his birthday is coming up. So celebration, January 8th. There are leaders doing work, doing celebration ceremonies all around the country. Honor to Azim Hopkins Bay and the Moors in Philadelphia. Make sure you get out there if you're in Philly. Wherever you are. So, but hey, I love you all. Islam, I'm live right now. You good? I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off, but I'm live right now on YouTube. I'm about to wrap it up. Okay. All right, peace. So, either way, yeah, I know you guys. Don't judge me. You know, but next week is what we'll be talking about. And like I said, please tune in if you have any questions, concerns, any particular things. Every week we're going to be here. Hopefully this meeting, this session is beneficial to you. And like I said, as I started, this does not replace the temples. This is to help you. This should be something you can listen to on your ride to the temple. But get to your temple. Make your meetings in real life. Get active in real life. If you're on the fence, get off of the fence and come on over to the Constitution and fold the government. So we're going to close out, keep our divine Constitution and bylaws at heart. The prayer, praise Allah. We're going to let you learn your prayer, your temple meetings. And again, I hope this moment of more science helped you all. But peace and love. Tune in to Elevate the Family Entertainment. Make sure you get your registration in for the He Who Inspires Me, She Who Inspires Me event. We got the basketball game coming up. We have the comedy club, the comedy show coming up, and the ceremony all in May. So I love you guys. I'm out. Islam, Islam, Islam. Till next time. Peace.